Hello everyone, welcome to Pete CD Vinyl World. Today we are going to rank the albums of the Beatles. So we're each going to give our ranking as we go along. 13 albums, we're going to do the UK albums, obviously. I've never seen anybody rank the US albums, so. Anyway, so there's 13 and we'll start with Pete first. And so when did you first hear the Beatles?
I don't know, probably like everybody heard the Beatles before, so it's probably obvious. Probably like, I don't know, 5-6 years ago.
And you're actually a big Paul McCartney fan too.
Yeah.
You collect all his albums as well. Yeah, I'm not, I like some of the solo stuff. I don't really collect it too much. But I do like some of the US albums more than the UK ones, like Yesterday and Today and like Beatles 65, because I had heard those earlier. I had taken my mom's and recorded them on a cassette or listened to those. So but we're gonna rank the UK albums, like I said. So before that, if you like these videos, please subscribe and hit the like button. So coming in at number 13, what's your 13?
Mine is Yellow Submarine. The only like song that's like original, because a lot of these are from other albums. Like Yellow Submarine, that's from Revolver. All You Need Is Love is from Sgt. Pepper's, right?
It was a single, I think.
Yeah, so Hey Bulldog is good. That's the only original song that's good. So that's why.
And the second side is basically all music, right?
It's all like crap.
So actually that's my number 13 as well. I think they did re-release this a couple years ago. Instead of using the movie background music, they put in other songs, but either way, it's obviously their worst one. What's your number 12?
My number 12 is With the Beatles. So with the Beatles, we got Won't Be Long, All My Loving, and Please Mr. Postman.
Look at the camera.
I mean, there's 14 songs on it, probably like 7 good songs, and the rest are all like little slow songs that are like 2 minutes long that are not that good. So
my number 12 might surprise a lot of people, but it's Let It Be. I'm more of a fan of like the early Beatles and the mid period, which is probably my favorite. You know, this album, I wouldn't even classify it as rock and roll, really. They did One After 909, which is like an early song, but if you watch the Let It Get Back movie that just came out, you see that most of these songs were just written on piano and acoustic guitar. You weren't really a band at that point. It's more of like, we have the John Lennon songs, we have the Paul McCartney songs, and George Harrison's fighting to get 1 or 2 songs on an album. Kind of like the way Kiss was after Dynasty. It was like you had the Paul songs and you had the Gene songs, and Ace had a couple songs, but they never wanted to work on each other's songs. That's why I kind of feel like this. I mean, of course, Let It Be. Two of Us is a pretty good song. Across the Universe is a really good song.
Long Reminding Road, that's a good song.
Yeah, but I mean, how many McCartney ballads do you need on an album? Yeah, so it's just not one that I'm ever like, oh yeah, I want to listen to Let It Be. You know, so that's why I ranked it that low.
My next one is
number 11.
11 is Beatles for Sale. So we got I'm a Loser, Babies in Black, Rock More Music, and 8 Days a Week. Those are the good songs. It's in those early Beatles period where it was like all about like women and stuff. No contrast to like the songs. It's just, I mean, there's like what, like 10 songs on it.
Yeah, I mean, this just goes along with what I was saying earlier about I prefer a lot of the US ones. This one didn't come out in the US. I like the US Yesterday and Today or Beatles 65, which has these songs better. So, my number 11 is With the Beatles, so I rank this fairly low as well. And I actually think Meet the Beatles, the US version of this, is better. But like I said earlier, I do prefer the earlier Beatles, but this one is a lot of covers on here. Please, Mr. Postman, You Really Got a Hold on Me, Devil in Our Heart, Money. But still prefer it over something like Let It Be. Number 10?
My number 10 is going to surprise everybody. Really likes this out of the early Beatles period, but it's Help. When I first got this, I was like, it's not that good. So we got Help. And then all these other songs that I never heard of. So they can't be that good. Yesterday, I don't really like. Dizzy Miss Lizzy, that's good. Act Natural, that's okay. Ticket to Ride, that's okay. All these songs are okay. They're not very... You're not going to remember these songs, like, next week. So.
Okay. What number was that?
10.
Okay. My number 10 is Magical Mystery Tour. So actually, this is the US version, which was a full album. The UK one was an EP. But, just like I've been saying, I'm not as big of a fan as the later period. Although Magical Mystery Tour is a good song, really good song. The US version had Strawberry Fields. I believe that was just a single in the UK. And this one had All You Need Is Love as well. But a lot of the songs are sort of just filler for the movie, so that's why I rented that low.
Okay, so my number 9 is Please Please Me. This is probably my favorite of the early Beatles period. Because, like, they recorded this in a day. They have I Saw Her Standing There, Misery, Chains, Boys, Please Please Me. You got Love Me Do, Twist and Shout. So there's a lot of good songs that you'll remember in a couple years. Great album cover.
Alright, what number was that?
And I know it's a lot of covers, but I think most of the time when the Beatles cover a song, it's probably better. So, that is my number 9.
Okay, my number 9 is Beatles for Sale. Kind of like what I was saying before, I actually prefer the US counterparts to this. Yesterday and Today, Beatles 65, and is it Beatles 6?
What year is it, 64?
Yeah, Beatles 6, I think, had a lot of these songs too. So the US one, I guess, they made 3 albums out of it, so I must have had these songs plus all these singles that weren't in the UK. So, but as an album itself, when you compare it to the other UK albums, I don't think it's as strong.
My number 8 is the White Album. I don't even like this because it's all like stupid acoustic songs that, like, I don't know why everybody likes this. It's not that good. So, like, the first, like, 2 sides are good, and then, like, 3 and 4 are, like, what? So you got Back in the USSR, Dear Prudence, Glass Onion, Helter Skelter, Birthday. Those are all, like, the heavier songs. Then you got, like, Blackbird, Revolution 9. So, I mean, for that many songs, only, like, 10 of them are good.
Yeah, I mean, I think they definitely could have made one really strong album out of it. Get rid of all those short acoustic songs that they did on there. What number was that?
That is 8.
Okay. My number 8 is Hard Day's Night. It's a pretty strong album. The US version, I believe, was similar to Yellow Submarine, where it had some of the movie background music instead of actual songs. But I think there's a lot of strong songs on here. And considering for a soundtrack, it's one of their early strong albums. So that's why I ranked it fairly high.
My number 7, this is going to be surprising because this is mostly everybody's favorite. But, like, the first side, it's good, but it's not that good. So we have Abbey Road, 1969. So you got Come Together, Something, Maxwell Slipping Hammer isn't that good. Oh, Darling's good. Octopus's Garden's good. I Want You, that's good. Second side, you got Here Comes the Sun. That's a really good song. Then the second side's like Because You Never Give Me Money, Sun King, Me Mr. Mustard. Like, what is that? What is this? And then at the end, you got The End, which is a good song. So you got like side 2, you got like 5 songs who are like you're never gonna remember. Those are just throwaways. So that is my number 7.
Actually, my number 7 is Abbey Road also, surprisingly. I just think this album there's not much John Lennon presence on here. There's Come Together and I Want You, She's So Heavy. But other than that, he's sort of just like not there, you can tell. And it's some of these, again, Paul McCartney piano, like old time songs, like Englishy. I don't know how to describe them. And of course, you have The End, where all 3 of them are playing solos on there. But overall, if you listen to the whole album, it's a good album to listen to as a whole. It's probably, to me, it's their best one after Sgt. Pepper, I would say.
So my number 7 is my number 6 is Let It Be. So I know I'm gonna get a lot of hate for this, but it's solid all the way through. No, like, you know, jokey songs like you got Long and Winding Road, Get Back, Let It Be, Across the Universe. So I mean, it's a very solid album. One After 909, I Got a Feeling, all classics. So that is my number 6.
Well, I think I had ranked this my second lowest, but I Me Mine, I think, is like the worst George Harrison song he did with the Beatles, and possibly one of their worst songs, period.
It's one bad song. Abbey Road has, what, like
5? My next is Please Please Me. I like this album a lot. It's their debut, and I Saw Her Standing There. Boys, pretty good. Please Please Me. There's some covers on here, but I'm ranking it kind of higher. This is my only UK pressing I have of theirs, and it does sound really good. So I sort of take into account in my rankings that this particular one sounds so good. So that's why I ranked it number 6.
My number 5 is Magical Mystery Tour. This came out in 1968, 67.
67, I think.
Yeah, so you got
Before the White
Magical
Album.
Mystery Tour, Four on a Hill, Mother Should Know, I Am the Walrus, Hello Goodbye, Strawberry Fields Forever, Penny Lane, and All You Need Is Love. All classics. Really, I can say, right after Sgt. Pepper's, so they were carrying on what they had from that onto this. And Strawberry Fields Forever is written for Sgt. Pepper's, was put on this album. So that is my number 5.
Yeah, in the US, because in the UK it was just an EP. I don't think that was on there. My number 5 is the White Album. Again, I kind of agree that there's a lot of filler on here. These short little acoustic songs. They probably should have made one really strong album out of this. But I think there's at least more John Lennon on here than, say, on Abbey Road and Let It Be. I'm more of a John Lennon fan than Paul McCartney, especially this era. From Sgt. Pepper on, like I said, Paul McCartney was writing like those old-time English piano songs and stuff that your like grandparents were listening to. Not rock and roll at all. I don't get why the other guys even like allow that stuff on their albums, really. To me, it's just silly. Even like Ray Davies from the Kinks has a lot of those type of songs as well. Maybe it's like an English thing. I don't know, but so I did rank it number 5 for me though.
Okay, this is my number 4. This is very underrated. Hard Day's Night. So with the movie, you got Hard Day's Night, I Should Have Known Better If I Fell. You got Tell Me Why, Can't Buy Me Love. Things We Said Today, I'll Be Back, You Can't Do That. So overall, solid album all the way through. Came out in 1964. is probably the best one up to 65. Hard Day's Night. That's my number 4.
All right, my number 4 is Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band. It's not an album I listen to that often. I think it's highly overrated. I think it's kind of like one of those albums you had to be there at the time. I could see why people say it's, you know, one of the greatest albums of all time or ranked as their greatest album. But again, not a lot of rock and roll on here per se. Sort of just experimenting on a lot of songs. Even like in a song like A Day in a Life, where again that Paul McCartney does that little piece in the middle that's just like an old time piano thing. Like, why did you put that in there? To me, that ruins the song. But as a whole, the album is really strong. If you take selected tracks out of here, I don't think they're as strong as everyone thinks. But as a whole, I think it's number 4 for me.
My number 3 is Sgt. Pepper's as well. This used to be my number 1, but it got bumped down 2 spots. So we got Sgt. Pepper's on that. What else do we have?
Little Help from My Friends.
Yeah, that's a good Ringo song.
Day in the Life.
Lucid Sky of Diamonds. Getting Better, Fixing a Hole. But I'm 64. Good Morning, Good Morning. So then you have Sgt. Pepper's Reprised and Day in the Life. So I mean, I like a bunch of these songs, but I don't even like A Day in the Life really. It's too boring.
Hello Goodbye was a single at this time, right?
Yeah, that's on Magical Mystery Tour. Hello Goodbye. So I mean, you got a bunch of cool songs, some acoustic that's okay. Overall, solid album. I don't know why it's a classic though, because like, you know, there's a couple songs that I can't stand. Like, I will never listen to A Day in the Life again in my life.
All right, my number 3. This is surprising, I guess, that people might say it's ranked really high, but it's Help. I think this is their strongest out of their early period. Help, The Night Before, You've Got to Hide Your Love Away, Another Girl, You're Gonna Lose That Girl, Take It a Ride. So yeah, I think this is I think my top 3 are actually 3 albums in a row, right? But that ranks number 3 for me. So that's the period I like, the middle period, the best.
Okay, so this is 1965. This is when they were getting into the psychedelic period. We got Rubber Soul. So you got Drive My Car, kind of very rock and roll. Norwegian Wood, acoustic, Nowhere Man, The Word, Michelle, Girl, In My Life, One for Your Life. So this is my number 2 spot. It used to be number 1, but with the other one, I was like, oh my god. So, Rubber Soul, number 2.
That's my number 2 as well. So, yeah, so the 3 albums in a row I like the best, obviously, are Help, Rubber Soul, and Revolver. That middle period, they were still a touring band, they were still a real band, but they just started to develop their songwriting skills more and get a little more experimental in the studio, but it was still rock and roll, and you could still tell they were doing stuff as a band. So that's why I like this period the best.
My number 1 is Revolver. Every song on here can be on a greatest hits list. So you got Taxman with a great solo, then my Paul McCartney, Eleanor Rigby really going to psychedelic. I'm Only Sleeping, that's a good Lennon song. You There and Everywhere. You got She Said, that's a good song. Little Submarine is on this.
That's the one stinker.
It's okay.
I almost ranked Rubber Soul ahead of that just because of that.
It's okay. I mean, that song's okay. And then you got Good Day Sunshine. You Bird Can Sing. That's another good acoustic. Dr. Roberts. About Paul's death. Gotta Get You Into My Life. And Tomorrow Never Knows. So, this is like a masterpiece.
So that's my number one as well. So yeah, we had the same top two. And like I said, my top three are the ones right in a row: Help, Rubber Soul, and Revolver, because that's the period I like the best from them. Along with the song Paperback Writer, which was a single. That might have been on, I think, was one of these like US or UK longer? I'm not even sure. It might have had extra songs. Maybe this one did. But anyway, so that's my number one. If you like, tell us your top 5 or just give us your ranking of the Beatles albums. If you like these videos, please subscribe. Talk to you later. Thanks.